Hello there, this is Iron Port, proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited and Ghana Community Network Services. BNFT is a business partner. Folks, this week we're going to talk about the Bupe and Yape bridge that's been constructed and the congestion that has resulted in because the Eastern Corridor was provided as an alternative, but we are told, and according to Iron Port lenses, the road is terribly bad. We'll be talking about that pretty shortly. In the meantime, though, there's been a lot of cleaning in the ports by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, as well as all the allied agencies operating in the ports, both public as well as private. All these agencies came together to clean the port to ensure that we have a very clean and sanitized port environment.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, in collaboration with the port community, has embarked on a massive cleanup exercise dubbed Mofiamo. Under the theme, a clean environment is a shared responsibility. Hundreds of Port Authority staff, personnel from both public and private institutions in the port enclave, as well as stakeholders and customers who use the port environment, turned up for the massive cleanup exercise to assist in maintaining a very clean port environment. These allied agencies and stakeholders of GPHA, aside availing themselves to help with the cleaning, donated several items to be used for the exercise. Participants were placed in segments where they painstakingly worked in teams to sanitize areas that needed cleaning. Cleaning was conducted all the way from the Black Star Line through the headquarters of GPHA, administration block of Tema Port, the main ports and its environment, down to the stretch of the terminals.
All the cleaning companies were present, the fishing community. Thankfully, the chief of the town, Tema Manche, was involved. He got his people to cause announcements, the chief fisherman to cause announcements that this was an exercise that was important, that they all be a part.
At the fishing harbour, a place of high interest to the exercise, a chief fisherman commended the Port Authority for the effectiveness of the exercise. On behalf of his colleagues, he solicited for the frequency of such exercise since the fishing harbour potentially produces a lot of waste.
Changes are coming into our port, and here is a canoe basin. It's a very huge basin. Only canoes we welcome them here, but we want to transform the basin also to be attractive, so that the foreigners also can come.
The Estate and Environment Manager, Andy Berko, said GPHA was being supportive of the government's campaign to keep Ghana clean, hence the need to inculcate the cleaning culture in everyone.
It is a campaign that the President has launched that everybody has to get involved. So we think in a small way we're going to contribute our quota as far as that campaign is concerned by starting from the port.
The Port Security Manager, Lieutenant Colonel Nana Entwi, AWUAH DARKWA, in an interview disclosed that the initiative by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority was within their commitment to an integrated management system and also coincided with the government's campaign to prioritize sanitation. He added that the Port Authority is going to do the cleanup exercise more often, in addition to putting in place measures to assign some personnel who would serve as watchdogs over the particular sanitation scheme.
So we are going to have a sustenance plan where we have port marshals formed out of the dock lever, and they'll be engaged to police our environment within the port. These port marshals will make sure that anybody who drops anything around the port environment will be fined. And it is going to be a daily sustenance till we achieve that change attitude of port users.
So the Mofiamo cleanup exercise put together by the Port Authority, led by the security there, as well as the marketing department of the Port Authority, went on very successfully. Thanks a lot to the stakeholders who operate in the port, all the agencies, GASEM, the shipping lines, JAP2 and all the rest came together, donating item after item, some of them even donating checks and cash to ensure that this particular exercise was successful. And Iron Port decided to chronicle all the agencies that supported for this noble event to take place successfully, because they've done a yeoman's job. There's nothing like cleaning your environment. Even nationally, we've been trying to ensure that we have a day to clean the entire country. So if these organizations have devoted to help both kind and in cash, they deserve a mention.
Ahead of the Mofiamo cleanup exercise, some companies of the port community donated items like dustbins, boxes of water and drinks, as well as check and cash contributions to support the exercise. Key Port Management donated 10 waste bins, Bolare Transport and Logistics donated 5 waste bins, 4 drums and disinfectants and 10 boxes of mineral water. ACS donated 5 waste bins. Comet Ghana Limited donated 15 cartons of Flash Energy drink and 20 t-shirts. GSL and Celabs Idorin Limited donated 5 waste bins each. Also, Gassem donated 5 waste bins, 20 boxes of mineral water and 10 crates of assorted soft drinks. Joint Association of Port Transport Unions donated 10 waste bins and 20 boxes of mineral water.
We are very much overwhelmed by this gesture. We never thought that.
APS donated 15 bags of sachet water, 5 waste bins, 8 crates of canned drinks, 10 pieces of shovel and 10 hard brush, whilst Customs Brokers Association of Ghana donated 20 waste bins. Damco donated 5 boxes of mineral water and 3 gallons of disinfectant. Ghana's Shippers Authority donated 10 boxes of mineral water. Flamingo donated 5 waste bins and 3 crates of soft drinks. TBT donated 5 waste bins. Tema Bonded Terminal made a donation of 5,000 Ghana cedis. Savebond donated 5,000 Ghana cedis. Celabs Dorin Limited donated 2,000 Ghana cedis. PIL Ghana Limited donated 1,000 Ghana cedis, while CMTR donated 500 Ghana cedis. The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, supported by his able deputy, the Director of Tema Ports, and the entire management staff of the port community, extends great appreciation to all companies and individuals for contributing both in kind and in cash towards the Mofiamo cleanup exercise.
So let's now move away from the Mofiamo cleanup exercise that went on in the port over the week, ensuring a very clean environment at Ghana's ports, and then come to the challenges that are being faced by some of our truck drivers and truck operators, particularly the transit ones, those who commute from the ports of Ghana to the transit countries. They are in a very deep problem because the Yape Bupe bridges are being reconstructed, is under refurbishment. And then the Ministry of Roads and Highways also created an alternative route that's supposed to be the Eastern Corridor route. But as you're going to see in the next report, that road is in a very, very bad shape. The Ghana Shippers Authority, in collaboration with other agencies, relevant agencies, and of course Iron Port had our lenses with them, we witnessed the devastating nature of those alternative routes that is leading to congestion on that stretch.
Transport operators in the country have lamented the untold hardships that the closure of the Bupe and the Yape bridges in the northern region has visited on them. The Ghana Highway Authority issued a notice to the shippers and transport operators that vehicles weighing above 20 tons cannot use the Bupe and Yape bridges because of structural weakness. More than 200 vehicles are reported to be stranded at Yeji in the Brongahafo region, trying to cross over to Makambo in the northern region. According to the transport operators, the Ghana Revenue Authority requirements for them to pay 1,000 Ghana cedis for each day that they delayed in carting their goods to the final destination was worsening their plight. The transporters have also lamented the bad state of the Eastern Corridor Road, which is the alternative provided for the Yeji and Yape bridges. Following the complaint from the transport operators, the Ghana Shippers Authority, in collaboration with Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, has toured the Eastern Corridor Road to assess its state to see if it can facilitate the work of the transporters. Josiah Monica, the Tema branch manager of the Ghana Shippers Authority, described the alternative routes as terrible.
In fact, the Eastern Corridor is bad. When you look at the trucks and the cargoes that they will be carrying and the state of the road, I think that something must be done about it.
She appealed to the Ghana Highways Authority to facilitate the repairs of Eastern Corridor roads and make it motorable.
I would appeal to the Highway Authority to expedite work on the Eastern Corridor to make it suitable for the diversion.
The revenue officer at the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority, George Encho, said, looking at the state of the Eastern Corridor, it is impossible for transit trucks to exit the Ghanaian corridor within 7 days.
Per my findings, I don't think it's going to be possible for these trucks to get to the exit point within 7 days.
Earlier in the month of November, when GPHA led a trade mission to Burkina Faso, transporters appealed for an effective alternative route to allow their smooth passage through the Ghanaian corridor.
Knowing that road constructions, there will be a lot of deviations and so on, we also need to take a step forward for security reasons.
So the bad nature of that road has resulted in the congestion, as you may have seen in that piece over there, and the drivers are complaining. The transit countries themselves are complaining. In fact, when the trade mission led by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority visited Burkina Faso, the Burkina Bay Shippers Council pleaded, as well as the OTRAF there pleaded, that, you know, Ghana does something about the alternative route to make it a little bit more trouble. So the Parliament of Ghana summoned the Minister for Roads and Highways to find out exactly what he's been up to as far as that stretch is concerned. First of all, take a listen to the sermon.
Speaking on the floor of Parliament Tuesday, Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu said the closure of the Buipe and Yape roads has resulted in hardship for travellers, particularly as we are getting closer to Christmas. He therefore called on the House to invite the Minister for Roads and Highways and tell them measures he put in place before closing the roads. Deputy Minority Whip Matthew Nyindam agreed with the Minority Leader.
So after that sermon, the Minister indeed appeared before Parliament and he gave some assurances, very assuring though. Listen.
On Tuesday, the Roads and Highways Minister Kwesi Amoakwanta was invited to appear by Thursday to tell the House what alternative plans he had made before allowing the closure of the Buipe-Yape bridges. But he came a day earlier. The Roads and Highways Minister explained that during his field visit to the area, it was detected that the detached bridge decks could collapse without warning. On the advice of a technical team, the bridges were closed for immediate and urgent repairs to forestall any eventualities.
To allow for an uninterrupted work to proceed to enable the works to be completed within 4 to 6 weeks instead of the longer period anticipated.
But Member of Parliament for Yape Kusogu, John Jinapo, was worried about the hardship traders and other commuters will face as Christmas draws near.
Apart from the local challenges that we have in the constituency, it also has a national dimension. If you go to Yeji today, you go to Agodeke, Toko and those areas, a lot of trucks are choked there. They simply cannot move. And I've heard drivers complain that when they move a container from Tema, they are given a grace period of 7 days to get to Paga. Now some of them have been at the other end of the river for close to 6 days. So it tells you that there's a major problem.
Mr. Speaker, I believe that this problem is as a result of our low maintenance culture in this country. This bridge has been built for a very long time. We've had the opportunity of passing a bill and an airline to increase our road fund budget. But like you know, for the last 1 year, 2016, we never even made a provision for this particular bridge, which we all knew that it could collapse.
The leadership of the House also commented on the matter.
Mr. Speaker, I would say that in all fairness, it is not about the management of it, but the management of your implementation process. Communication have been very poor, the community is cheese and the people have not been sensitized. Alternative routes, you have not worked on them. If you were to travel through Bolga, come through Sandema and come through Wa, you are talking of the region of 500 to 700 to 1,000 kilometers on that road. If you were to do Salaga, that road is not motorable. You say 60 kilometers of it, I have used it. It is not in the best shape. Worst of all, you are busy terminating contracts around the whole Jessica area in the name of Oko roads.
It's important to also assure, to let the people of this country know that, Mr. Speaker, this 4-week exercise will not be able to salvage those 2 bridges. I believe ultimately they will need to reconstruct them altogether. The 4 weeks kind of maintenance or servicing of the bridges will certainly not be able to cure the structural defects. It will not be able to cure it. And they need to have a program to do the reconstruction of the 2 facilities.
The Roads and Highways Minister assured the House that the work will be done in time.
As a ministry with responsibility over the road infrastructure in this country, I wish to assure this honorable House that we are going to work day and night with speed, but without sacrificing quality, to ensure that the good people of this country get value for money.
Iron Port will surely be following the interventions, and we will be bringing all of our viewers the update. In the meantime, there are a lot of calls for customs to relax the 7-day period given to the transit countries to get their goods out of the corridors of Ghana, because, of course, when we have created some of these challenges, congestion on the road, you can't really fault them. So a lot of hopes and appeals are going straight to the Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority, as well as the Commissioner of Customs, to relax the 7-day period, for which, if transit goods still remain in the Ghanaian corridor, they have to pay a penalty of 1,000 Ghana cedis. Iron Port returns after the break.
Hello? Good morning, this is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SA2 Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Mama, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how?
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here, in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold Synthetic Oil and any quality Gold Oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold Synthetic Oil.
We're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times World Boxing Champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Coming up next are news and activities happening in and around the port and maritime industry, both in Ghana and around the world.
The Port Advisory Committee, which is made up of regulatory, security and standardization agencies, private and public sector organizations operating in the port, has held one of its engagements to deliberate on measures that need to be put in place to improve the state of Ghana's ports. The Port Advisory Committee has so far contributed immensely to the impressive strides made by the Port of Tema in the areas of policy formulation and ensuring coherence in the implementation of such policies. Addressing this year's Ports Advisory Committee, General Manager Marketing and Corporate Affairs of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Esther Jebidonko, explained pending concerns among the stakeholders, including a misconception that GPHA is purchasing trailers to transport containers to their respective destinations.
As a government institution, the letter was brought to us to ensure. Obviously, we are the Port Authority. We are going to allow them to go into the port. So we said, okay, then we send the letters to them that, well, this is the letter we have received from DVLA. And if the time comes and they want to implement that directive, we at the gate will ensure that we see that certification before you enter our port.
The Assistant Commissioner of Customs and Sector Commander of Customs in Tema, Felix Matikojo, entreated declarants to be compliant and make the right declarations in order to facilitate their goods.
Some of the declarations are not good at all, and there are a lot of question marks that hang around them. And that is a key issue. That's the bedeviling facilitation when it comes to the compliance rate.
The former Port Security Manager, Lieutenant Colonel ANTWI, DARKWA, assured the port community of a secured port environment for them to conduct their business.
And our projections, so far as the authorities are concerned, to make sure that the port continue to remain at level 1 security and never activate level 2. Although we organize training and exercises to make sure that we'll be able to fight that threat. So we want to still be at level 1. Where normal activities will play out for it to do business as to the benefit of our country.
The Director of Tema Port, Edward Osei, rallied the support of all players in the port industry to facilitate the movement of goods to and from the ports of Ghana. The Member of Parliament for Tema East, where the Tema Fishing Harbour is located, who doubles as the Deputy Minister for Transport, Daniel Kwate Titus Glover, has engaged fishermen at the Tema Canoe Basin to listen to their concerns. The fishermen lamented a recent attack on them by the Pram Fisheries Watchdog Task Force, who accused them of engaging in illegal fishing activities. The Member of Parliament for Tema East and Deputy Minister for Transport, Daniel Kwate Titus Glover, assured them of his readiness to assist them and called on the police administration to ensure that peace prevail amongst the fishermen in both Tema and Pram in order to forestall any unseen event.
Fiti May, yenso kania ewa tamampuanua. Wano kwa di omenya kakrano nomu diaba. Nande na wano nso kania. Kakran so wani abra wani ebas ebetonu na Pram afrafo akobu omo apra omo ejomu nam ejomu seka. Me invite marine police for. Ya jomu nyama bi onsam Pram police nsam no ebi wo munaso nyanya no police ebi wo munaso Adam police ebi wo munaso
The second in command in charge of operations at the Marine, Railways and Ports of the Ghana Police Service, ASP Richard Odati, however, entreated the fishermen to desist from light fishing since it is against the laws of the land.
Say kania yedi kwapo no de mra ma ho kwan sa etiamra entianka omunyina omunjai because bebre ajai na so ebi wo ho a still a omunjai.
As part of their mandate in ensuring optimum safety at Ghana's ports on its environs, the Fire and Safety Department of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has conducted a fire simulation exercise at the Tema Shipyard and the Tema Ports Administration Block. The simulation exercises were to test how abreast port personnel were with evacuation procedures during emergencies and also to coach them aptly with the appropriate methods. At the Tema Shipyard, the officer in charge of fire and safety indicated that the simulation exercise formed part of activities to mark the Safety Week celebration of the shipyard.
We are very happy with the response of the emergency services, so to speak, from Gapoha. That's the fire tender. It came in time, just in time, and the ambulance crew also came in time, later but in time. So I think everything was on point, and so we so believe that in terms of emergency, when we make the call, it will be responded to appropriately.
Jimmy Nabdaisy, Port Fire and Safety Manager, explained that the port's safety is a responsibility of all individuals and urged that the best practices are always employed to place higher the state of safety at the port.
We also were happy the way almost all the staff within the dry dock were able to comport themselves and conduct themselves in such a way that they were able to move to the safe place to be redressed at later time. So in a nutshell, we say that it's a good exercise that has come to really open us up to know what to do at any given time when there's an incident.
At the main Tema Ports Administration head office, a less intense scenario was conducted. Reports of smoke diffusing down the hallway led the personnel of the head office to evacuate in a timely sequence through the emergency exits and gathered at the emergency assembly points before the fire brigade charged in. Jimmy Nabdaisy disclosed that the scenario was deliberately created without the knowledge of the personnel. Recently, a Brazilian port and the Chinese port cities caught a ravaging fire that wiped lives and properties away. Ghana's Port Authority is hopeful frequent safety mechanism will avert such disasters. Lieutenant Colonel Nana Entwi AWUAH DARKWA has bowed out as the Port Security Manager since his secondment to GPHA at the Port Security Manager from 4th August 2016 to 28th November 2017. Lieutenant Colonel Nana Entwi DARKWA has been the pillar of the ports of Tema security as he worked hard to improve standards by instilling pride, dedication and discipline in port security personnel. Under his leadership, the security department has consistently provided high value and very excellent technical programs and services for safeguarding GPHA and its boundaries against all forms of maritime security threats. Some of his impactful and articulate programs were X in Kabul, X-Hold Firm, Mofiamo Port Sanitation Cleaning Program, Dock Training Program, among other powerful initiatives that have enhanced efficiency of security operations in Ghana's ports. Speaking at a handing over parade organized by the Port Authority, the Director of Takoradi Ports, Captain Ebenezer Afezi, commended the outgoing Port Security Manager for his outstanding leadership and contributions to the safety of Ghana's ports.
I offer my sincere gratitude to Lieutenant Colonel DARKWA for his exceptional leadership and immense contribution to making our port secure and safe for business. GPHA is indeed grateful for the service you rendered to the port, stakeholders and the port community at large. As you move on, all that we want to say is that we wish you well as you take command of the 69th Airborne Force in Tamale.
He entreated the port security personnel to give the incoming port security manager their maximum support in order to improve the already chalked success.
To the security staff, I want to urge you to continue with the good works that you've done with Lieutenant Colonel DARKWA. Do the same, support the new security manager coming in, and I know that in the end, GPHA will stand tall.
The outgoing Port Security Manager, Lieutenant Colonel Nana Entwi AWUAH DARKWA, thanked members of the port community and the Port Security Department for their cooperation and good counsel, which ensured that he succeeded in the execution of his mandate. He described GPHA as the most functional state organization in Ghana and urged government to continue to guard the Port Authority with great support.
I will always
treasurer working at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, which is one of the most highly disciplined and efficient organizations in our country. I know you are the best functional organization in our country, and I'm honored to have been part of the winning team. It has been a fantastic learning life experience for me, and I'm thankful for the skills I've acquired.
Lieutenant Colonel Nana Antwi AWUAH DARKWA has been succeeded by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Malik Punaman, who has held various appointments and participated in several peacekeeping operations. Lieutenant Colonel Nana Antwi AWUAH DARKWA leaves the port to lead the 69th Special Airborne Force. Ghana Oil Company Limited has for some time now maintained its lead in the oil and lubricants market. As an indigenous company, GOIL continued to demonstrate commitments to Ghana and Ghanaians, and not only helping to regulate the petroleum market prices with fair pricing in the interest of the Ghanaian consumer, but also supporting state institutions like the Ghana Armed Forces and other security agencies and so on. Additionally, GOIL also undertakes great corporate social interventions to assist organizations and individuals in cash and kind. Beneficiaries of GOIL's corporate social interventions range from diverse disciplines including sports, health, education, environmental, etc. For instance, GOIL supports Ghana's Boxing Association as well as the local football teams and leagues, including the two main football clubs in Ghana, Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak. It is in this spirit that Asante Kotoko Football Club, one of Ghana's foremost teams, have presented its latest victory trophies to the management of Ghana Oil Company Limited to demonstrate its appreciation of the support it receives from the oil marketing giant GOIL. Asante Kotoko was able to end this year's football season with the President's Cup trophy as well as the FA Cup title, two trophies they won at the expense of the arch-rival Accra Hearts of Oak. The managing director of GOIL, Patrick Akwoli, said he was impressed with the performance of the players despite an accident they encountered this year, and expressed belief that the year 2018 will bring Asante Kotoko more laurels than they even had in 2017.
By having a football team, you are helping solve some unemployment problem. Some of the youth, if they were not to be playing football, what would they have been doing? So we need to support football clubs, sporting clubs.
Coach for Asante Kotoko, Stephen George Pollack, expressed the team's appreciation to GOIL for their immense support to the team.
On the foreign front, Dutch Port of Rotterdam has announced that port dues will rise by 1% per year for the next 3 years. Over the recent period, fixing the development of port dues for 3 years has provided the market with a lot of clarity, according to the port. Therefore, after constructive talks, the Port of Rotterdam Authority, Delta Links, VRC and VNPI have again decided upon a multi-year agreement. Rotterdam is using this conservative rate of increase in port dues to up its competitive position among the surrounding seaports. The Port Authority adapted these specific measures to strengthen Rotterdam's position as a container hub. Elsewhere, a Maersk container ship has collided with Pier Novorossiysk. Container ship Maersk Boga, which was located at berth 39 of Russia's largest port, Port Novorossiysk, collided after its towing lines turned to Tag Beni at 14:06 hours Moscow time on Thursday, November 30th. What caused the tow line to break up is so far unknown.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold Synthetic Oil and any quality GOIL oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold Synthetic Oil.
We are a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose GOIL.
Ashene Pankasa. GOIL, good energy.
Schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate you need to know for this week. Next. That's it for this week's episode of Eye on Port. We thank you for watching the program, and also thanks to the entire team for helping with the program. Particularly, a lot of appreciation goes to the executive producers of the program, Madame Abna Sewa Opokufosu, and then Madame Esther J.B. Donko. We always appreciate your support behind the program. Thanks for watching.